Hello, everybody. It's Maikito. The soccer tournaments, start tomorrow, and I'm excited. One, obviously, just to watch them, and two, because there hasn't been any soccer for a minute, and I've just been wanting to get back into it. Obviously, that's my bread and butter. There's one game tomorrow. It's the opening game between Germany and Scotland, and I wanted to get at least a couple picks out for you guys, just so we can start getting into it. I feel like the first game for like all the teams are gonna be the hardest ones to predict because there's a big jump between playing and their clubs where they play the whole year to them joining for and playing for their country and playing pretty much with like new teammates because they don't play together a lot and they play differently for their club than when they play for their countries. It's hard to predict. It's like, for example, saying that like whenever the teams play in the NBA and Team USA plays together in the Olympics, you never know how they're gonna play. Are they gonna play good? Are they gonna play bad? Same thing here. So I'm trying my best to find some picks that I did like for you guys for the Germany and Scotland game. So I will get into those. My first pick on the Germany side, it is Manuel Neuer, lower than 2.5 saves. Um, Germany, in my opinion, while their attack is really solid, their defense I think is still underrated. Some people are having questions whether their defense is going to be solid or not, but I think it will be. First of all, they have the advantage that they're the hosts of the tournament, so they're the only team in this tournament that's going to have home advantage because they're hosting. Every single game is going to be in Germany, so they have the advantage that no one else has. And then he still has decent and capable defenders in front of him, just like Joshua Kimmich, Antonio Rudiger, Tah, Andrich, Kroos is going to be back there helping. They still have capable defenders. The only reason why people are questioning is because they don't have like that, I guess like a big name defender. I think Rudiger is a big name, so I think they have a solid defense in general. And I like this because Germany is going to very, very likely control the ball. They're going to have high position on the ball, which means Scotland's not going to have as much, which also means they won't have a lot of attacks in general. If these are friendlies, the last 4 games that Germany has had is friendly, so keep this in mind. But for example, against Greece, they had 69% of the ball. Ukraine, they had 62%. They played the Netherlands, another big team that likes to control the ball, and they had 62% of the ball against them. And then they played France, arguably the favorites to win this whole thing, and they played them back in March, and they had 58% of the ball against them. So this is Scotland, so I definitely expect Germany to control the ball. And like I said, that just means less attacks for Scotland. I don't even know if they even get 3 shots on target, to be honest. I just think Germany are a good team. They've disappointed in recent tournaments, but I think it's a good spot for them, especially at home, to hold a solid line. And Scotland, what they like to do when they go up in attack, when they finally get to attack, they like to stretch the ball wide and play on the opposition fullbacks and then try to get the ball into the box. But I think that's going to be difficult for Scotland to do because Germany, when they defend centrally. So even if they get the ball wide and they try to get the ball into the box, you're going to have people like Tah and Rudiger that are really good in the air. So it's going to be hard for them to even get if they even get the ball in the box, for them to even get a shot off in general. So I think this is a good spot for Manuel Neuer. He has good defenders in front of him. I feel like he's gonna have an. I guess you can't really underestimate Scotland because again, you never know with these teams how they're gonna play. It's the first game, but I like the fact that they have home advantage. They have a good defense. So I like Manuel Neuer to go lower than 2.5 saves. And then my second Germany prop on the German side, it is Tony Kroos to go higher than 95.5 passes. Like I mentioned earlier, Germany is going to control the ball. And Kroos, he like in Real Madrid, when he played for Madrid, he kind of does the same thing in Germany to where he plays back whenever they have the ball. He plays between and around the defenders. He's the one that distributes the ball, passes it around, stops opposition pressure. He's a good midfielder, really great world-class midfielder. He distributes the ball around the defenders, distributes it out wide. He's the player that they look to control the tempo and the pace of the game, which is why he gets the ball a lot. Again, when Scotland, they play wide, so they whenever they do defend, they do tend to play centrally, but they defend back. They don't push a lot because they want to absorb the pressure because they know if they try to head-to-head pressure against Germany. They're going to lose every single time. And since his return to Germany, he was retired from playing for the German national team, but he returned back in March. And they've ever since then he's played his first game back. They beat France, and then his second game went back. He beat the Netherlands. They have not lost a game since he has come back. Keep in mind they have been friendlies, but either way, to beat teams like France and the Netherlands, it's not easy at all. And Toni Kroos is a major part of that. So I expect him to play full minutes. Like I said, he plays back. He's gonna have a lot of opportunities to pass the ball, and I just like the value in this at 95.5. I would take this up to maybe 97, 98. And if you look again, when they played against France, he had 129, went way over. Against the Netherlands, he had 112, went over. And then against Greece, the very last friendly game, he had 95, so just went under by one. But this is a major tournament where he's actually going to be relied upon to control the pace. And I like this prop. I like Toni Kroos to go higher than 95.5 passes. And then I was having trouble kind of finding, I guess, I wanted to give at least one Scotland prop. Shots-wise, I feel like those, I can't be relying upon that, because since Scotland is going to be struggling, they might just try to shoot from anywhere, and just, you never know who that person is going to be. Same thing with tackles, because obviously to tackle they need to try to take the ball, but because Germany's going to be controlling the tempo, I don't know if they're going to have the opportunity to even try to go for the ball, because they'll likely just gain the ball from Germany, either mistakes on their own or them shooting and it being a goal kick and stuff like that. So I don't know how many times Scotland will even get the ball back from tackles. But the one that I did like was Angus Gunn to go higher than 3.5 saves. It is the Scotland goalkeeper. He's going to be relied upon a lot, especially in this first game where Germany, like I said, their main strength looks like is going to be their attack with Florian Wirtz, Musiala, either Kai Havertz or Füllkrug up top. They're going to be using Gundogan as the attacking midfielder, and he's a very good distributor of the ball as well. He did well for Barcelona. I'm assuming he's going to do good for Germany as well. And in the league, when he played, he saved 68.6% of his shots that he faced on target, which is a pretty good percentage. And in my opinion, I expect Germany to have around 7 shots on target. I know that's what books are expecting. I agree with that as well. Could be 8, could be 6, but around that area. And if that's the case, I expect him to get at least 4 of those saves. And the way Germany attack, Germany overloads the ball. So if the ball's on the left, they have 3-4 players on that side, so that every single player that has the ball has options in which to pass, which obviously draws opposition defenders to them, and they leave the other side of the field where the ball is not at open, which is what is going to happen likely in this game. And the way Scotland like to defend, they like to force the opposition wide. They like to make them forced to play wide, because they like to defend centrally and not let them get in the box, which is good for us, because if they let Germany play wide with the ball and they don't attack them, they're gonna have plenty of opportunities to pass the ball around and get an attack in. And if they don't, and they go and try to press them on the wide areas, they're just gonna leave the other side open. So I feel like Germany's gonna have plenty of options on how they want to attack, and Gunn is gonna have to be there to try to get the saves, and if try to at least salvage a point against Germany. This is their hardest team that they're going to face, at least in this group. So they're going to want to try to get a result against them. And again, it's Germany at home, only team that has home advantage. So they're going to be playing well, especially for the home crowd. And again, if you look at the friendlies that they played, they had 6 shots on target against France. They had 7 against the Netherlands. They had 5 against Ukraine and 5 against Greece. So they're going to be shooting. It's just whether or not Gunn gets those saves. So I expect him to... he's a decent keeper, so I just think that he's going to get the job done for us. So like Angus Gunn to go higher than 3.5 saves. I want to give a quick shout out to my partner, Underdog Fantasy. You can use code Maikito, link in the description. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. I also have my Fliff in the description, which is what I use for moneylines. It's a mobile app. I feel like it's easy to use. That's where I send my moneylines and stuff. I look at the Fliff props. So if you want to use that, I have my code that you can use there as well. And I do also have, again, the memberships available for this tournament. I'm not sure how fast the lines are going to be moving for this tournament. So the membership doesn't change anything when it comes to what is posted. It's just for those that want to get the content out early before everybody else, just to try to avoid those potential bumps or props getting removed. And I also have my Cashapp links in the description. Never required. It's just if you're feeling generous and want to give back. Anything that you guys send helps me out a lot. So I want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. I was looking for the money lines, the different options that there was for the German-Scotland game, and that there was one that I did like, and that is the Germany second half through a money line against Scotland. The reason why is because I feel like Scotland's defense may be difficult to break down, especially in the first half, because obviously they're going to be fresh and they're going to want to send a statement that they're not just going to be walked over against Germany. And even if Germany scores one goal in the first half, I don't expect them to score more than one in the first half. I don't think they'll be satisfied with that. With that result, they're gonna want to go out there and still put a show on for the crowd. Germany's not the type of team to just be happy with a 1-0 win. They're gonna have to break down the Scotland defense, and that's very likely gonna happen way more often in the second half. It's a Scotland team that had beat Spain not even a year ago. They beat them 2-0, and Spain couldn't even score against them. So Germany could have some troubles trying to find a way to score against them, and by the time they break it down, I feel pretty confident that they'll score against them in the second half. And while they did beat Spain 2-0, Scotland did. They also lost against them 2-0 later on, and when Spain won 2-0, both of those goals came in the second half. And when the Netherlands played them earlier this year, the Netherlands beat Scotland 4-0. 3 of those coming in the second half. So they're much more likely to concede in the second half because they'll be more tired breaking down that Scotland defense. So I like the same thing for Germany to put on. Again, they're going to be scoring goals. In my opinion, they'll probably score 2, maybe 3 goals against Scotland, and I expect at least 1 or 2 of those to come in the second half. So I like the Germany second half through a money line against Scotland. Thank you everybody for watching. I am excited for this tournament. I'm going to be watching the games because there's going to be games every day, every other day. So I'm going to be trying my best to post every day or at least every other day. I'll still have work, so I'm going to try my best. And the Copa America starting soon, so there's going to be even more options. And as the tournament goes on, I have a better read of how teams play, and hopefully we can I can make easier reads when it comes to the lines and stuff like that. So I'll keep my eye out for anything else that drops. But other than that, I hope you guys like the video. If you would like the video, comment anything that you guys want. It helps boost the algorithm and boost the video out to more people. But hopefully everybody has a good day, a good night, and we can cash out for the first game of the Euro tournament tomorrow.